Prospects, Division I commits, and a parade of some of the top teams and players in the state of Georgia. The Georgia Dugout Club tournament is in full effect this weekend at Lake Point Sports. I'm Cory McCartney, and we've got a treat for you as we're bringing you a watch party from this morning's games. We'll have Troup County and Sequoia, Jones County and Cherokee, and Peach County and Campbell on tap for you, and I'll be joined by a number of prep baseball Georgia scouts, players, and our own Grayson Rosen along the way for today's broadcast, and it figures to be a good one. Now, the game is just part of it because here at Lake Point Sports, we effort to provide players, families, and coaches a best-in-class experience, and that includes player performance data that is redefining evaluation and recruiting. Curve Test Center gives athletes an unprecedented look at how they measure up through its ball, body, and brain approach to testing. Let's take a look inside the first ever Curve Test Center.
So the test center is about 10,000 square feet, and it's designed in 3 sections: a ball section, a body section, and a brain section. We start with ball. I actually think body logically comes first, but we start with ball because we want players to come in having warmed up however they're comfortable so that they're hitting and throwing in a state where they feel best prepared to be successful. We have 2 TrackMan-enabled batting cages. We can either pitch or hit in either. For hitters, they're seeing pitches that are set for their age group off a hack attack, an automatic feeder. They get 3 sets of 8 pitches. They get plenty of time to see the pitches to warm up and set the pitch to where they want it. And we're really trying to help kids do their best. And then they get 24 swings with some breaks in between, and we take their very best results there. We're trying to help kids show what they're capable of. Similarly for pitching, we throw 24 pitches, 12 out of the windup, 12 out of the stretch. Each set has got 8 fastballs and 8 off-speed pitches. Kids can throw whatever they want, so they can show off their full repertoire to their college coaches. All right, the body area starts here. Kids will have thrown or hit, but they may not be sprint ready. So we give them all the time they need to do whatever dynamic warm-up and stretching they need to get sprint ready before the body test starts, and we test their explosiveness and agility. First thing, we move in our body test from speed to slow strength. So we start here in our sprint tunnel. These are Swift laser gates. Wonderful system because as nearly as we can figure out, you can't cheat it. The player stands here, armed, and the timing only starts when they go. They can't do anything where they're waving hands in front of lasers. Their body has to get all the way through, so we get really fair scores for people. We run a 30. We run a 30-yard shuttle run. From sprinting, we come over here to the Swift jump mat. I think many people will know that key to generating power in sports is ground reaction forces. Best way to measure that is a vertical jump test. This is, we think, the best vertical jump mat tester in the world. From here, we come to the Proteus motion machine. We're here early in the morning, so the Proteus motion machine isn't on, but we've designed a 6-exercise test of speed, of power, and strength. The advantage of the Proteus motion machine is that it can test athletic movement in any plane of motion. So the kind of things you do in baseball, we can test, right? All right, really just find somebody's power generation. This is enormously predictive. Frankly, if I have the Proteus results, I don't need to ask how hard a kid throws or hits. I can tell you. We also do a grip dynamometer test. And then that is the end of the body section. So the body section takes another 10, 11, 12 minutes, plus however long somebody takes to warm up. Lastly, we head to the brain test. The brain test has 2 parts to it. It has the Cognitive Thrive test, which is an FDA-approved test that measures mental processing speed and visual processing speed. But the highlight is something we call the hybrid reality chamber. Let me show you that. The hybrid reality chamber is not on, but as I said earlier, the magic of this test is that we're testing how well the brain does athletic things. So you can see what we have here is a system that gives an athletic challenge to players, in this case catching ping pong balls and sorting them into bins. And then we have video screens that make that hard mentally in different ways. So the athletic challenge isn't hard, the mental challenge gets hard, and it's really been a fascinating thing to see how different athletes, in their current state, process competitive challenges and their body continues to function optimally or not. I think this will end up being one of the things people really both learn a lot from. And by the way, the kids who've gone through it love the test. It's super, super fun. So that's it. The whole test takes about 45 minutes. And let me show you what a player gets at the end of this. So at the end of the test, the player gets a curve performance score report. Now, I want to be very clear. We thought a lot about, how people use this information. And for younger players, this is really developmental. Now, if you're 16, 17, this is, we're in the real world, and this is about, what kind of competitive level you're at and where you might fit college-wise. The report has just the simplest summary in the world. It's got a brain score, a body score, and a ball score, each of which are broken down into categories. The scoring looks just like MLB The Show, so parents may not understand it, but any 14-year-old probably will. And then there's detail pages on each of the scores that let you really see where your strengths and weaknesses are and talk to your coaches about what you want to work on to improve.
Curve Test Centers is offering free performance tests for the first 100 athletes this weekend at Lake Point. Test your athletic, cognitive, and baseball skills with TrackMan, Proteus, and more. Visit at the Bubble or sign up now at curvetestcenters.com using code LakePoint100! Don't miss this chance to level up your game. Again, an exciting start for us here at the Georgia Dugout Club Tournament. Got 3 games going for you, as I mentioned from the offset. We've got Troup County and Sequoia up in the top left-hand corner there. Then it's Jones County and Cherokee in the bottom left. Top right, you've got Peach County against Campbell. Should be an exciting one. Peach County, by the way, going to be throwing Jackson Peavy, the Georgia commit. Ian Maria is going to be on the mound for Sequoia. So this really does figure out to be a really strong start to the day for us. Ian Maria, Georgia Jackets National Player 2022 future gamer. He's got a fastball up around 89 miles an hour, so he's going to have a lot to offer Troup County as they get going in that one. And then, as I mentioned, Jones County is going to be taking on Cherokee. Cherokee threw Reed Worley last night. They will be going a different direction with their pitching today, and they will actually have fielding on the mound for him today, it looks like. Actually, no, they have not released their pitcher for that matchup. So we're going to have a lot of great games going for you, and I will, again, be joined by a number of prep baseball scouts, our own Grayson Rosen along the way, expecting a couple players to stop by as well. So we're going to exit out here for a minute in this bottom right corner screen, but we'll have plenty more action coming for you as we bring you our watch party from the morning set here at the Georgia Dugout Club Tournament. There we go, back in studio. Grayson, Rosen now joining me. The thing with these watch parties is I try to say it's free-flowing. We never know when someone's going to stop by. We never know when we're going to be bouncing in and out the proceedings here. But we do have 3 matchups coming for you this morning. A bit of a rainy morning here at Lake Point Sports. We had some fantastic weather on Friday's first day of the Georgia Dugout Club tournament. Not so much this morning, but we had some really great performances from last night's games.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Not just the game we covered, which was thrilling, to say the least, but we had some big performances. I want to start off with some of the home runs, and the biggest one of the day, probably. Jones County's Jonathan Scarberry with a 2-home-run game against East Paulding. A fantastic day at the plate. I think he went 3 for 3. Just an unbelievable game for him. And then Allatuna's Sam Tomzak and Sequoia's Ian Maria both scored their first teams or the first runs for their team in the tournament with home runs yesterday. And then Ian Maria's Sequoia teammate Michael White joins them with a 3-run home run in the 4th inning in their win. Just a lot of action. I think 4 different players, 5 home runs.
Wow.
So a good start on Friday night with the home runs, and then you had another great performance by Fannin County's Colton Gray. Went 3 for 3, all 3 singles, but had 5 RBIs. And Fannin County beat Elbert County 15-4 last night in that second slate of games. And then North Paulding's Lawson Sheffield had himself a 3-double game in a 7-2 win over Chapel Hill. And then one of the best pitching performances of the night, Jacob Kravanik. A 4-inning pitched, no runs, no hits, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts for him. So a lot of fantastic baseball being played last night, and a lot more to look forward to today.
Yeah, you mentioned Jones County with Jonathan Scarberry. We're actually going to get a look at him down in the bottom left corner. He's going to be batting 3rd this inning. Jones County's got Braden Lampkin and Landon Pettigrew starting things off here against Cherokee in that game. So going to get a look at Scarberry, see if he can follow up that 2-home-run night last night against a really good Cherokee team.
Yeah, and he faced Reed Worley.
Yeah, goes without saying.
The Cherokee was yesterday that they played. So Reed Worley pitched yesterday, but they're facing Cherokee's team today.
Looks like we're having a bit of a camera issue all of a sudden in the top left there with Sequoia and Troup County. Not sure if that's weather related.
It does look like there's maybe water, right? Just like a droplet or so in front of the lens there.
Yeah, it looks like it's starting to dry up a little bit. That camera was good to go a few minutes ago, but now it has gone a little bit fuzzy on us. Meanwhile, we got Peach County and Campbell up in the top right corner. Maria going to be on the mound for Sequoia in that one, so we'll see if that gets itself sorted out there weather-wise. One of the unfortunate, we can't do much about the weather when it comes to these cameras with these AI cameras, but Peach County again and Campbell up in the top right corner getting started for you.
There's a single right there from Jones County after a strikeout to start the game, so they get their first runner aboard against Cherokee.
And here comes Jonathan Scarberry, who you mentioned, number 21, stepping into the plate now. Big night for him, as you said last night, 2 home runs. You'll see what he's got in store here for this Cherokee matchup. He's got Sammy Erickson on the mound for Cherokee. Erickson is an East Cobb Astros player, 2025, 5'11", 183-pounder, fastball up around 85. He's got a changeup 76 to 80. Curveball 75, 77, a slider 70 to 73 for the 2020 junior feature gamer. That was a long time ago, 2020 junior.
Sure was.
Let's see if we can get this camera situation sorted out here in the top left. And Erickson Scarberry at the plate. Ball's going to get away from the catcher. And he's going to stay put at first. This Peach County Campbell game up in the top right. You got Peach County at the plate right now. We'll get a look at Jackson Peavy when they end up taking the field. It's an exciting arm in Peavy. He's a guy who is a future gamer himself from 2 years ago, 2023. Benjamin Hamansky on the mound for Campbell in this one. Peach County right now, they've got Wyatt Blanton, Zion Henderson, and DJ Hudson at the plate in this one. Hudson stepping into the box right now. He's got Wyatt Blanton at second base.
Looks like we've got some kind of delay down here in Jones County and Cherokee with the catcher.
hopefully this camera situation, this Troop County Sequoia game sorts itself out. Obviously not what we want to be offering here on a Saturday morning.
Might have to run over there and shake it off. I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
yeah. Well, we could always switch to another game. We got a lot of them going on right now here across campus. Take a look at.
See it from that angle.
Yeah, we're good to go from the high home angle, as that one's going to get away from the second baseman, so Troop County going to have a runner at first.
That's a tough situation for sure. I mean, it's definitely the second baseman's ball, but the shortstop got way over there, and I don't know if he really realized how far he drifted over.
Runners taking off for second. Cherokee catcher throws down. Base runners taking off in every direction here. Troop County Sequoia as well. Jones County Cherokee. Runners just swiping second base. We got a walk there in the Peach County-Campbell game, as Peach County is now going to have the bases loaded.
Yeah, that is definitely a big start there for Peach County's offense. Scout Willingham at the plate, no outs, bases loaded. Peach County. Ball straight up in the air.
Defensive swing there, Peach County-Campbell. Let's take a quick break here in studio. Let's see if we can get this camera situation sorted out for you in Troop County Sequoia and bring you some action that's a little bit clearer to watch here on a Saturday morning at Lake Point Sports. So we'll be right back from down here in studio.
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one,
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete in all of us.
There we go, and we're back after our technical difficulties. We've now switched to Decatur-Walton in the top left corner. So some condensation has gotten in these cameras, it looks like, a little bit this morning. We've had definitely a weather change over the last 24 hours. You think about how warm it was yesterday afternoon. It was really cold this morning, into the 30s, and then we've got the obvious condensation across, precipitation across campus here with some weather coming in too. So creating some havoc on our AI cameras, but we are back now, and we're bringing you a little bit more action. Decatur 1-0 lead over Walton. Todd Haley on the mound for Walton in that one, by the way. But Decatur's got a 1-0 lead, and so they're in a little bit of a trouble as they're having a conference there on the mound. Meanwhile, Peach County and Campbell getting our look at Jackson Peavy, the Georgia commit, signee to be more precise now, for Peach County on the mound. And then we've got Jones County and Cherokee. Cherokee up 1-0 in that one in the second inning.
Yeah, and Decatur just scored that first run on an RBI double to the wall. Great work to get an early run in this game.
Yeah, Walton, big winners last night. 9 innings. They take down the powerhouse Blessed Trinity squad, 7-5 in 9 innings. If you joined us for that one, that was a lot of fun. And a little bit later night than we expected here to start things off in the Georgia Dugout Club tournament, but expect the unexpected, I think, is always the way we approach these. We really never know what we're going to get from some of these games, especially when we're talking about high school baseball, when they're not necessarily tied to the clock. And we kept wondering, are they actually just going to call this thing a tie? But
yeah,
they did not. In fact, we ended up seeing Walton taking the victory there. They got a couple bases loaded walks late in that game. Were able to get themselves a really monumental win for a team, I think, that was maybe trying to sort itself out from a pitching standpoint, but they held their own with some really strong relief efforts in that one.
Yeah, and I want to correct how what we were talking about with this game. They just fixed the scoreboard. It's actually 1-1. Walton's actually at the plate right now, and hit that double to score that opening run.
Yeah, that was Matthew Haber coming through with a double there, and he's standing at second base now.
Jackson Taylor.
Yeah, Jackson Taylor to play. Jackson Taylor a little bundled up today for the Clemson signee. Had a 100-mile-an-hour RBI single that we posted on our social media accounts last night. We saw some high exit velos in that game with some really stellar bats. Obviously, him and Terrance Bowen putting on a show in that one. But meanwhile, Jackson Peavy looking awfully strong as he's taken on this Campbell squad.
Down in Jones County and Cherokee. Jones County starts off the top of the second with a single up the middle. 89.4 off the bat right there.
Actually, Jackson Peavy not pitching in this one. He told me he was going to be on the mound, but that's Scout Willingham on the mound. So surprising turn there for Peach County, because Jackson did tell me he'd be on the mound today. Misinformation.
Happens. Might be able to see him in that 12:30 game against Cambridge.
Yeah, maybe he likes the warmer weather. Maybe if I could give him a little bit longer to get himself going here on a Saturday morning in February. I always love this little version of NFL Red Zone for us, that we can kind of just bounce around, and there's just so much happening here throughout this weekend, so a lot of great games.
Pass ball right there, and Decatur-Walton, and Decatur lucky to not have that runner from third coming in to try and score.
Jackson Taylor now standing at second base. You can get lost in the sauce a little bit in these games. The next thing you know, you look up and somebody's got a 2-0 lead, or a runner was standing at plate, and all of a sudden he's standing at second base like Jackson Taylor is.
Yeah, with Parker Dastu at the plate now.
Yeah, played a really great shortstop last night in that win over Blessed Trinity. That couple double plays started. Skies that one back. Peach County now at the plate. They're up 2-0 there in the second inning. And we were bringing you Troup County and Sequoia. That one is currently 1-0 Troup County in the second inning. So got Roswell Walker in action right now. North Springs and South Forsyth, Allatoona and Elbert County, North Paulding and Savannah Christian. Troup County and Milton will get the 12:30 window started.
Jones County and Cherokee. You've got a runner on third right now. First out of the inning just happened, so just one out here.
Yeah, Sammy Erickson's already got 3 strikeouts as they set in the second inning. On the mound for Cherokee. Obviously, that's going to be the strength of that Cherokee squad, is going to be their starting pitching.
Walton gets another run across. Fielder's choice in infield.
Yeah, it feels like this is going to be a defining weekend, I think, for this Walton program.
Yeah, I mean, a big win to start off your season over the #2 team in the state. It's probably safe to say, if they keep rolling here, that Hudson and Ian will have a decision to be made about how high these guys jump.
Yeah, Walton last year, 27-9. They reached the quarterfinals under Coach Shane Amos. They got 8 starters back on this squad. Think about last year, they lost 2 starting Division I pitchers, Dane Moeller, who's now at Clemson, Miller Alston, who's now at Wofford, and they lost Levi Clark, a catcher who's now at Tennessee, and we're talking about them still being 21st to start things off in the Power 25 for Prep Baseball Georgia, and bringing back 8 starters in all.
Yeah, I mean, it's really tough year over year to just continue to have talent. I mean, especially as a public high school, you're really just hoping that the youth systems around you have done a good job and brought you some great talent, and they're fortunate enough to be in Marietta, which is just a hotbed of baseball talent. So things work out for them, and they continue to roll with a fantastic squad.
Single in that Peach County game, as we just saw Wyatt Blanton, the leadoff hitter. And we got Zion Hudson. Runners at the corners in that one. Peach County already up 2-0.
And it looks like Cherokee got out of the pinch they found themselves in, so they don't surrender a run just yet as they go into the bottom of the second.
Walton looking to add to this 2-1 lead. We've got William Crowell, the catcher, at the plate.
Got a run down between third and home. 6 pump fakes by the
there
third
you
baseman
go,
right
yeah.
there.
Uh-oh.
They're gonna get
he's
him.
going to
He
stumble
slips.
down. Yeah, taking all
Tags
the
him on the head.
wind out of the sails there as he gets tagged on the head.
Good work, though, by the fellow
William
base runners.
Crowell, 91.1 off the bat. That one is all the way, man. He absolutely slams that all the way to the wall. He's going to be standing at second base. Runners taking off for home. And another run's going to cross the plate for Walton. Man, William Crowell, 91.1 off his bat.
I thought
Gets
that
himself
one.
an RBI. I thought it was gone.
Yeah, I thought it was leaving the yard, but just hits the base of the wall and just starts rolling. That's a big thing as well. The wet turf, you get a good slide off of there, and then it just rolls. Actually, it looks like we've got a guest here that wants to hop into the studio. We want to go to a quick break, and then we'll bring in our special guest.
Yeah, let's take a quick break, and we'll roll along here in this watch party from the Georgia Dugout Club tournament.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
Welcome now in studio, Terrance Bowen, Oklahoma State signee, Blessed Trinity. Terrance, man, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, man. Good to see you. Last night, you guys, a 7-5 game against Walton. I know it didn't turn out the way you wanted it to, 9 innings. Tell me about that first experience there, being on the field here in that Blessed Trinity uniform.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, playing with a new group of kids. I mean, they want to get after it. They want to win. You could just tell like they like to compete, and it was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
107.9 mile an hour off the bat you delivered last night. One of the hardest hit balls I've ever seen here in my 5 years working. Was that the hardest hit ball you've had in game?
Yes, sir.
Did you know you hit it that hard? Like, what was the reaction?
I knew I hit it pretty good right off the bat, but I ain't look up at the scoreboard until I got the second. I was like, dang, I didn't know I could do that.
Well, just going to be just a start for you. We had you at Super 60 in Chicago. I know that was an interesting experience for everybody involved. You're in front of all those MLB scouts. What were the expectations for that, and then kind of what was it like being in there?
Yeah, going into it, I just wanted to have fun, enjoy it, because not every kid in the world gets to do that. So just wanted to have fun and enjoy myself there, just see what I could do with the greatest kids around. So, yeah, it was fun.
It's interesting for you guys because there's so many people there that you've kind of gone through the circuit with, guys you know. What's that? How different does that make it when you're like, oh, I haven't seen that guy for a while? Instead of it being like a competition, it's like almost like a reunion.
Yeah, baseball is a family. The travel circuits, all the family. So seeing everybody there was just a cool experience.
Got to ask you, and I don't know if his realizations have set in yet, but you think about all the games you've played here at Lake Point Sports. These are the last ones, man. You coming in here this weekend for the Georgia Dugout Club tournament. This is it. So what's that realization like for you to know, like, after all this time, that some of the last times you're going to be stepping on these fields?
It's super cool to just see the improvement I've had at Lake Point. You know, it's setting in that it's kind of like coming to the last games. But yeah, I mean, I'm just enjoying it, having fun with the guys.
Yeah, you obviously were part of the feature games teams for Georgia. You've kind of been there, done that, East Cobb Astros, all that. I mean, you've kind of gone through the whole baseball journey on these fields.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Take me through some of the moments. Like, what do you remember? Like, are there games that stick out? Are there experiences that stick out? What are they?
Future games, for sure. That was one of the greatest experiences of my life. Having all those scouts there, college scouts. It was awesome to play in front of so many kind of important people, I guess you could say. But it was so fun, and it just changed my whole baseball career.
Oklahoma State signee now. I mean, obviously there's still the potential you're going to hear your name called in this summer's MLB draft. How are you kind of weighing that, knowing like, yeah, I could end up in Stillwater, but who knows what happens this summer?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's just going out on the field and having fun. That's my main goal this spring. It's just going out there having fun, and God's gonna handle whatever's gotta happen.
You got a chance to do that on a really special Blessed Trinity team. When you think about the Zagarin twins, Caden Dawson, Wesley Bass, Cade Kiss. Tell me about the guys and kind of becoming part of what they already kind of had established and then elevating all of that.
Yeah, they've welcomed me with open arms from the first day I got to school, and you know they just want to go out there and compete, have fun, and win. That's the main thing. You just want to have fun and win, compete.
You were at Alexander before. Is it tough to go from a place where you're kind of the, big fish, little pond, I guess, for lack of a better term, to go into a place where you're gonna not everyone knows you, but then you're going into another one where some of the guys have been there for a while. They've kind of been doing their thing. What's that like?
Yeah, at first it was kind of difficult. I would say, just trying to acclimate to the people around me. But ever since the first day when they all came up to me, said what's up, and we just started that bond there, and it's been great ever since.
You think you look good in green?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, so we got 3 games going on right now. We got Decatur and Walton. You guys saw them last night. Todd Haley on the mound for Walton last night. What did you think of the relief pitching for Walton? I was really impressed with some of the arms that they brought in. Especially they brought in, some guys that kind of gave you guys some different looks, some different timing on the mound. What did you think of the pitching for Walton?
They had a couple pretty decent pitchers, I would say. In the relief, they had some good guys, especially for the high school level. But yeah, they were out there competing, trying to win as well.
I've heard you say that you, even when you're done with playing, you want to stay in the baseball industry. Tell me what it is about this game that you're thinking, regardless of what happens to me, I want to stay involved in baseball.
Yeah, I mean, just to me, the game is just a getaway from everything, just life. Like going out there and just being on the field, it just gives me a sense of peace, just going out there having fun. I mean, whether that's coaching, scouting, just anything, just being around the game has always brought me like a sense of peace, and just it clears my mind. You could say that.
Well, obviously, you know, the playing days are still a bunch ahead for you, but I know you've also taken 9 years of Spanish now.
Yes, sir.
So I mean, you got the opportunity, if you want. I mean, you could do things all over the game with the ability to talk to those players from Latin America and being able to kind of be that bridge for them. Have you thought about that end of it? Like, hey, if I get my Spanish up, this could be an important thing for me down the line?
I have. I mean, we have Coach Contreras.
Yeah.
At Blessed Trinity, so he's been helping me with my Spanish as well. It's hard for me to speak it a little bit, but I understand most of it.
Were you aware of what he's accomplished as a player before you met him?
Yes, sir. I talk to his son all the time at school. We just trying to get to know each other some more, and it's just a blessing to have him as a coach.
Yeah, it was almost 20 years ago. He and the White Sox won a world championship. He was an all-star as well. So, yeah, Joseph Contreras is a really interesting arm. I heard he's into popping into the 90s now.
Yes, sir. You'll see that today. You'll see some from him today.
What's he been like to face in practice?
It's been great, you know, competing out there. Just, you know, that's all it is. We compete against each other, you know. So he's been improving ever since.
This summer, we mic'd you up at Lake Point Sports. You rattled off your top 3 rappers on that video. Has the list changed?
Oh, yeah. Music always changes.
Yeah, where are we at now?
Top 3?
Yeah.
We'll go Rod Wave, Rod Low, and I think I said Gunna in the summer, but right now I'd probably say Lil Baby.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
No Kendrick, even after the Super Bowl?
I'm not such a fan.
No?
No, sir. I mean, I listen to some of his songs, but not really.
That's too mainstream?
Yeah, I mean, not really. He's just not my type.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. You got a pregame playlist? I mean, do you have one? I mean, if you do have one, do you have songs that are always part of it, and you're moving stuff in, or do you is it set, or what's that process for you?
Pregame playlist, it just depends. Like this morning, I was listening to Christian music. I like to listen to Christian like before 12. That's just something I do. Keeping my faith strong. But other than that, not really. I kind of like just have fun with the guys. Enjoy the moment. Let's say that.
No expletives in your music till after lunch is what you're basically telling us. All right,
Yeah.
that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
So you guys got a matchup today. Tell me pregame. What's that routine for you? What you're going to get out of here in a few minutes. You're going to go over and get things rolling with your guys. What's that stuff that you always have to do before a game?
I just like to kind of get off my phone. You know, clear my mind of distractions. Go in the cage, kind of feel. I like to feel good, so take as many swings as I need to just feel good. Like I go off feel, so then do that, stretch, and just compete. Not too much to my routine.
You're a guy who seems just so even keel, and nothing seems to. I mean, even yesterday when it started getting a little tense, I saw you joking with guys at second base.
Yeah.
How do you kind of stop the game from speeding up the heart rate and taking you out of your approach and what you want to get done on the field?
It's just a game at the end of the day. It's meant to be fun. Like them pressure moments or whatever are meant to be fun. You're supposed to enjoy it, and that's my main goal this year is just to have fun. Whatever happens, happens.
You guys obviously, I mean, there are massive expectations for this group in 4A. They go 29-12 a year ago, 6 starters back. Obviously, you stepping into the fold. Is there a sense with this team like we got to win that championship, or this season isn't what we want it to be? I mean, how do you guys look at that when everyone's kind of? I mean, there's some hype that's surrounding Blessed Trinity.
Oh yeah, there definitely is, but we try to stay away from that. Focus on ourselves, because the only people that can beat us is ourselves at the end of the day. And last night that showed. But first game, yeah, everybody got to get the jitters out. But yeah, we'll be fine.
When's the last time you hit leadoff?
Last high school season.
Did you do it much last high school season?
No, sir. Due to basketball.
Yeah. What's that? I mean, you got to change your mentality a little bit up there, right? I mean, are you hunting fastball in those situations? Like, how do you approach an AB differently as a leadoff hitter?
As leadoff, I just like to see fastball. I'm not changing much to my approach. Just because I'm leadoff, my approach stays the same. See fastball in the zone and hit it. You know what I'm saying? So anything in the zone, I'm swinging.
Tell me about the bat that's getting passed around in this lineup. Somebody was telling me, Hudson Graham was actually telling me that last year during the feature games, the Zagrin twins had it at senior feature games. Caden Dawson was using it in the field. They had to like run around the fields with this bat.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about this thing.
That's just something they do at Blessed Trinity. You know, they have a bat, special bat to them, and that's what they use. So and it works. So we're gonna keep using it.
You swinging it?
No, sir, I don't.
Why? Do you not want to get in the mix on it, or do you like your own thing, or what's the?
It's a bigger size than what I use.
Okay.
So
But you're like the biggest dude on the team, and it's big. It's too big for you.
It's not too big for me. I just
Okay.
I like a certain size. Pause.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yes, sir.
So tell me a little bit about Oklahoma State. Obviously, I mean, they're just bringing dudes in there. I mean, Danny Wallace, who was at Super 60 as well, is on his way there. I don't think he's going to wind up in Stillwater, but obviously Ethan Holiday, the #1 player in the nation, part of the signing class, is there as well. Tell me about what the draw was and where you kind of see yourself fitting in when you get there.
It was another Future Games event. That's where they saw me at. So from there, I went on my visit, and I enjoyed it, the coaches, all of them. So it was good. When I see myself going there, if I go there next year, see myself trying to be a day one starter, just going in there and compete and having fun.
Have you thought about from the college side of it, what do you want to major in if you step foot on campus? And you have any thoughts to those yet?
I'll probably keep it simple like everybody else.
Yeah.
Go business route.
There you go.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about influences for you as a player. Who were those guys that you were looking up to as you kind of were a developing guy? I think you get to a certain point where you kind of start to define yourself as a player. But when you're in those younger stages, who were those players where you were kind of starting to figure things out and looking to?
Yeah, on the field, it was definitely when I was younger, Anderson Simmons. I just loved the way he played the game. And the way he used his glove and his arm. I love the way he played. But hitting-wise, I say Acuna as of recently. I wouldn't say we have the same swing, but our hands kind of start kind of in the same spot.
Yeah, that kind of low set, yeah.
Yes, sir, but yeah, them two, I would say I watch the most.
Anderson Simmons is a good pull, man. A lot of Braves fans that haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah.
Are you wanting shortstop at the next level? Do you kind of see yourself being able to bounce around, maybe at the corner? Where do you kind of see things?
I see myself sticking as a shortstop, but wherever the team needs me to be, I can play. I can play anywhere on that field.
Certainly bringing a lot last night. I still can't believe you, man. 107-9 off the bat. We were just stunned here because, like I said, we've watched a lot of games here. I don't know that I have seen anybody hit the ball that hard with the metal bat in their hands. But that was man, that was something else.
Yeah, I saw that fastball down the middle and just went with it.
Jackson Taylor in that Walton game as well. He hit triple digits against you guys. What have been your impressions of Jackson? You've known Jackson. You've seen Jackson. A guy who's on his way to Clemson. What are the impressions of him as a player?
Yeah, that's my guy. You know, we played when we were super young. Nobody really knows that, but we played when we were like 7, I would say. I think maybe even I think it was 7 or 8. But yeah, as a player, he's a great player. His hitting skills are 1 to none, and like he's up there to compete always. And yeah, that's my dog.
So you guys played together. What team was that on back in the day?
I think the first team we played on was the Land Sharks, and then we went to 6-4-3 together. So yeah, it was fun.
You couldn't get him to come to Stillwater with you. He's going to be wind up in Clemson.
Yeah. It's good to see the people that you play with, especially when you're younger, to see them also succeed on the fields. It's a good thing to see.
Well, you guys certainly, Blessed Trinity, a lot to be excited about this season, man. Excited to watch you guys later on today. Now you got another one. See one of your guys actually walking in the background there in the back of that Walton and Decatur game. So, Terrance, Bowen, man, thank you so much for stopping by. Best of luck, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more of our watch party.
At Academy Sports and Outdoors, you'll always find more fun with great brands at the best prices. More of this, and this. So you can get together for a little of that, and a lot more of that. And even some of that, and that's good. Have more fun with great brands at the best prices. Only at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Welcome back in studio. Avery Hunt, Prep Baseball Georgia, now joining us. Big opening weekend here at Lake Point Sports, obviously, Georgia Dugout Club Tournament. A little bit of a different vibe for you guys, not one of the Prep Baseball tournament events, but what's the excitement level like to see baseball back on these fields?
It's good, man. It's a lot of talent here at this event this weekend, and it's always good to kind of, it feels like it gets here faster and faster every year, but super excited to be back with a lot of high-level, high school baseball here this weekend and kind of get the ball rolling downhill for our next, 6, 7, 8 months of this thing. So happy to be back and ready to get going for the 25 year.
Yeah, I just had Terrance Bowen here in studio. I don't know how much you saw that Blessed Trinity-Walton game last night, but I told him I don't know, 107.9 double for him last night. I don't think I've seen a ball hit that hard here on these fields.
I was bouncing around, just helping out where I can, and I did not see that live, but I saw it on social last night when I got to the house, and I was like, that seems like a number I haven't seen floating around here.
There's a few things I've seen. I've seen a couple guys hit 100 miles an hour on the mound. I've seen some 104s, but I've not seen 107.9. And he said that's the hardest hit ball. He said he watched the scoreboard when he stood at second base, and he's like, I didn't know I could do that.
Yeah, that's a big number.
Yeah.
That's a number that you don't see floating around here very often. Like you said, I've been here for a few guys hitting triple digits on the mound, seen some 103, 104 exit velos, but when you get up 107 plus, almost 108, that's hitting the baseball pretty hard.
Yeah, he obviously is a big-time talent added to that Blessed Trinity squad, and they've got big aspirations for this upcoming season. We've got ourselves an RBI triple down there in the Jones County and Cherokee game. Lay out on third base. You got to be careful sliding on these fields when they get wet like this. They turn into a slip and slide, as we're now seeing down there in that one. Meanwhile, Peach County raced out to a 5-0 lead. Jackson Peavy told me he was pitching in that game and flipping on, and he's not on the mound, so we'll see if he's going to maybe be pitching in the second game for them this morning. Meanwhile, Walton's up 3-2 over Decatur, and that one moving along to the bottom of the second inning.
Yeah, this is that wonderful time of high school baseball where Wednesday, most of these guys, Tuesday, most of these guys probably got started. It was 75 and sunny.
Yeah.
And, 3 or 4 days later, here we are, and it's 45, 50 degrees and misting. That Georgia, that second winter that Georgia tends to have once it gives you a little glimpse of spring. So, it's feel for the guys on the mound, a little bit wet ball, cold. So, feel for those guys as they kind of try to get into the season and get feel for pitches. This is not the best weather for that, I don't think.
Yeah, and obviously we're going to probably see some shortened pitch counts today for some of these guys too with this weather. I'm going to be interested though that Walton-Decatur game, because Walton needed 9 innings last night to take down Blessed Trinity. They had to really dive into their bullpen a little bit, so we'll see how much relief pitching they might have in that one.
Yeah, probably going to be a Johnny Holstaff game.
Yeah, there you go.
Rely on the offense to kind of get some things rolling, and from the first few innings, the offense is holding up their end of the bargain, just trying to piece together and sneak out of here, go 2-0 for their first 2 games.
A lot of shiesties out there on the field today.
A lot of them. That's like we were looking around up top and trying to figure out who's who. Obviously, a lot of the umpire guys come through with United throughout our circuit in the spring, fall, and summer, so we know most of those guys, but same thing with players. Like looking out, it's like, who exactly is that? It's tough to nail down who's who with the face mask on today.
Got Logan Weidman stepping into the plate there for Walton. Brother now at Western Kentucky after a run at Georgia Highlands. There's a lot of excitement around him being out of that Hilltoppers lineup. Dash O'Neill was telling me that they had a matchup between Tennessee and Western Kentucky. He had Michael Sharman on the mound, former Georgia Highlands pitcher, going up against Weidman. Weidman ends up taking him yard. They were all coming back from one of their fall games going crazy.
That's always fun especially when you kind of you're at that JUCO level with guys and you meet at the Division I level early in the year, even in the fall. So I'm sure there's some fun in the group text going on with that one.
I told Dash, I said, you ought to just clip that off. That's like a poster for your program right now. But they got a lot of guys playing this weekend that are actually going to be on their way to playing for the Chargers. Sam Tomczak, the catcher over at Allatoona, is now signed with Highlands. So I'll be seeing him nearby here in the coming years.
He had a home run yesterday, I think, for
Yep,
out
he
2
did.
in the first inning. Missed my car by a very small margin, so thank you, Sam, for
There you
not
go.
hitting my car. That would have been a really bad start of the year.
Yeah, you got to have some guts to park over by the umpire's shack here.
Knock on wood, I've been very lucky for this is year 6. No damage yet, so say that and I'll walk out and there'll be a baseball in my front seat.
Yeah, well,
but
we've certainly seen it in the past.
I think 3 or 4 years ago, we had a guy that worked for us that his car got hit twice in
Oh,
like
geez.
a 3-week span. It was like, hey, dude, maybe just like park in the main parking
Yeah,
lot.
there you go. Yeah, I will readily admit that I always park in the main parking lot and just walk in. Yeah, Peach County racing out to a 7-0 lead over Campbell now in this one. I think we're having a conversation with the umpires there. Campbell side probably not too pleased with the start that they're getting off to in that one. Campbell has yet to produce a hit, as that one is in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Scott Willingham on the mound there. He's got 4 strikeouts through 2 innings. Yeah, big weekend this weekend, and then next weekend, Friday at 4, we're going to be doing Pope and Carrollton. It's going to be another big matchup. And Saturday, you're going to have Pope going against Franklin County. You'll have, excuse me, John Sutzer against Thai people. Everyone gets to see it on hand. I had the flu last week. No longer an issue, but man, I don't know if I've ever been that sick before in my life.
Really?
It was disgusting. So yeah.
I knock on wood again here, just jinxing myself
Yeah.
as many times as I can. I've been lucky to avoid it so far, probably because I sit in my dungeon and don't go outside during the off season. So I've been able to avoid it. Hopefully we can keep that train going.
Well, I came back from Super 60 with it, so.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, you had 60-plus players from across the country there, including Hawaii. And then obviously you have all the scouts and all the prep baseball employees. And it was, Shooter Hunt and I were set up in the Dick's Sporting Goods in Lombard. And it was a desk like this, 3 of us, and we just had a parade of players coming in. Every so often, Shooter was putting hand sanitizer on, and he apparently was a smart one because he's not gotten sick to this point. And I was laid up with the flu for the better part of a week, yeah.
Shooter is very good about that. He's always got the hand sanitizer on deck.
Yeah, Terrance Bowen, who was in here earlier, part of those proceedings, didn't get a chance to visit with Terrance when we were at Dick's, so we were able to knock that out this morning and get his thoughts on joining that Blessed Trinity team. And certainly an interesting situation for him going from Alexander to Blessed Trinity, a team that was already good last year, and now it's like it's an entirely new level. And hitting leadoff yesterday, something he hasn't done too often in his high school career.
It's been so much fun to watch Terrance kind of grow up, playing in events here from the time he was, 13, 14
Yep.
years old to, the player that he's become through future games and, all that fun stuff. And so it's been super exciting to watch him kind of grow as a player and kind of move throughout the, the high school process with the summer circuit and the high school season. So, super excited to see what he can do at the next level as well.
Yeah, it's a little bittersweet for these guys, and I was talking to Terrance about this certainly a big opening weekend for us, and I think for a lot of people, even though some of these teams have played games, to me this kind of signifies the start of the high school baseball season. But for a lot of these guys, these are the last times they're stepping onto these fields here at Lake Point Sports. Some of these guys who have been playing here for 7, 8 years at this point, when you think about, maybe it's a little bit longer, maybe like 5 years of their playing careers, and these are the last times they're going to be out here.
Yeah.
And that's kind of just, the reality of things. Their travel ball careers are in the rearview mirror, and now they're getting ready for their final high school season, and the last time they'll be stepping onto these fields.
Yeah, especially on the tournament side, it can make you, you're looking through rosters for some of our youth events and really our 13 and 14-year-old events now getting in like the 28, 29, 20, 30 grad classes. And I'm like, that doesn't seem like a real year. But,
Yeah.
It's crazy to look at. And, like you said, we've seen these guys from the time they were 13 or 14 years old and, watching them kind of complete their last time playing here, on these fields as, amateurs. And so it's, it's almost bittersweet almost. It makes you feel old a little bit. But.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Terrance said that he and Jackson Taylor from Walton played together when they were 7 years old. And
Yeah.
now they're both out here for the last time as high school players.
Yeah, the further we get into, the time that we've been here, we started at 11. So,
Yeah.
we're starting to see some of those guys that played here 11, 12, 13, 14, all the way up. And it's like, oh, goodness, we're getting old, getting old fast,
Yep,
Cory.
that's right. Well, mention Jackson Taylor. He is actually going to be hitting next for Walton in that one. We're going to have a pitching change for Decatur. Meanwhile, Peach County just absolutely steamrolling Campbell. That one could be over in a hurry. Peach County so far 10 runs on 4 hits. Campbell no runs on no hits. They've committed 2 errors in that one. So we'll have the 12:30 window here in a little bit. And this thing rolling out throughout the day today, and then we'll have more Georgia Dugout Club tournament action for you next Friday and Saturday.
Good turnout for Georgia Dugout Club this year. Got teams from across the state, have my alma maters here. So shout out Elbert County. The tough showing last night,
Yeah.
but they're playing Allatoona right now. So it's always good to see those guys up here.
Yeah, Allatoona host school in terms of the GHSA side of this thing. They'll be back here next weekend for another run. So I mentioned a lot of these guys last games, but the likes of Sam Tomzak and Cooper Underwood will get another shot at everything next week. And didn't realize Ben Martin for them has already he graduated early and is already in Knoxville for Tennessee. I was texting with him earlier this week and to try to get him on camera for some stuff. But he's like, I'd love to, but I'm in Knoxville.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a good place to be.
Talking about Sam, Sam's one of those guys that I feel like I've seen here every
Yeah.
weekend for the last 5 years.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, this is the last time. So happy for him to see where his collegiate career goes and how the rest of the year plays out for those guys at Allatoona.
Yeah, good catcher. I think he's going to have a real nice opportunity at Highlands to kind of find himself and potentially take his game on to another level. But, I think there's some rumblings of Highlands maybe making a transition to NAIA in the next couple of years. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe they, maybe with that and with the fact that you're seeing some of this legislation or some of these court cases that guys are buying more eligibility at the Division I level after their JUCO careers, we could see a lot more kind of players winding up at a place like Highlands and not necessarily feeling like it's someplace you go to after just for 2 years to then move on, or kind of maybe things didn't work out at a D1 and you go there. Guys could potentially be building themselves up before they even move on to a higher level.
If Georgia Highlands up going that way, the matchups that them and Georgia Gwinnett will have in the state of Georgia's NAIA schools will be unreal. Obviously, Georgia Gwinnett and the success that they've had the past, 5-6 years, where it seems like they're in the the NAIA World Series every year. So, and then Highlands, the success that they've had at the JUCO level, and I think those matchups will be reminiscent to some D1 matchups that you could see during the year here in the state. So.
Yeah, you got Middle Georgia too in that mix as well. We had them here 2 weeks ago for a game. They were taking on Talladega. Things getting out of hand in Peach County and Campbell. Peach County's got another run, so now they're up 12-0 in the third inning. Campbell looked awfully strong last night, but things getting away from them in a hurry in this one. While Walton up 4-2 over Decatur. And Cherokee got a 2-0 lead on Jones County.
Jones County had a really good showing last night. During the late slot, we're able to swing the bats really well against East Paulding. So it's coming out a little bit slow today against a good Cherokee team. So
Jonathan Scarberry for Jones County, 2 homers last night.
It's a good start of the year, little 2-homer game.
I really love those bubbles that you see up in Peach County and Campbell, the wind-resistant bubbles that people are locking themselves into. I think we could definitely put one of those over the entire studio. That might be able to save us some of the wind that we get hitting against these walls.
We need to remember here when we get together for the MPI or anything like that in June, July.
That's right.
Hey, we're the first event of the year we had the heater on.
That's right.
So we'll we go through the year with these broadcasts, the weather will change significantly for us here in the studio.
Well, we've got it in the books for a new studio that's expected to be unveiled this spring, so hopefully we'll have an entirely new setup. I'm told it's going to have actual HVAC in it, so we're going to be temperature controlled, folks. So if you run an HVAC company in Georgia and you'd like to sponsor what we're going to be building out here at Lake Point Sports, feel free.
It would be Cory McCartney's favorite person.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, especially some of those summer months, man. It doesn't matter, have the AC on in here, and you're in a metal box, and it is going to be, you're going to be dealing with it one way or the other. Jackson Taylor sends that run right back to first base. The throw home is not in time. Taylor gets himself another RBI, his second of the weekend.
Cherokee threatening 2 here in the bottom left.
Meanwhile, Campbell just cannot get themselves out of this inning. Can't get myself out of this sentence, and Peach County can't get that third out as Campbell's just having some troubles. We saw some really nice relief pitching out of Walton last night. I mean, Blessed Trinity raced out to a 5-1 lead. And you think about the depth of that lineup and the guys that they have 1 through 5. And they didn't even have Aiden Zagrin in that game last night. And they just raced out to a lead, and Walton just pieced it little by little and worked their way back into that one and ended up winning in 9 innings.
That was that's one of the top 10 or 15 games you'll see in the high school season.
Yep.
In middle of February. It was a really good baseball game to just watch and be a part of. A lot of energy. It felt like a playoff game.
It sure did. And meanwhile, down in Lowndes, you had Etowah and Lowndes down there playing in that event. We're going to get Etowah for the Battle of Bartow here as we move along a little bit further in the season. That'll be the last of the high school events that we'll have here. There'll be some games sprinkled throughout the year as we get some games with rainouts across Metro Atlanta.
We'll have our spring break event here too.
That's right.
The last week of March and I guess the first week of April, the 31st to the 4th. So
how far away do we have teams coming from this time? We had some Wisconsin schools, Ohio last year, Illinois.
So we'll have Illinois, Ohio, Missouri. Obviously, our influx of Alabama teams that'll come in for a few ball games, and then we have a few more Georgia teams this year. So last year, our only Georgia staple was Alatoona, but we'll have some more teams coming in that second week from the state of Georgia. So we're looking forward to it, and as always, that event's really fun to have just during the midweek.
Yeah, it's great.
Get your baseball fix in.
Yeah, Lincoln Way West is going to be back from Illinois, and that one Connor Essenberg, who's now signed with Kentucky. Saw him at Super 60, and he was telling me he's really excited to get back down here and do that event again this year.
If I remember correctly, last year he was hurt during that event.
Yeah.
So it'd be good to see him back healthy here during.
Well, he's the one who got hit on the ankle by Parker Van Englenhoven and was down for a couple minutes and ended up getting back up and hit a comebacker and almost got himself an infield single. But we thought he was done.
Yeah, that's super excited to have those guys from Lincoln Way West back. They had a great year. I think they started like 20, 21, 22 and 0.
Wow.
So yeah, super excited to have them back. We'll have Homewood Flossmoor that's right down the street.
Oh, yeah.
Lincoln Way East is now making the trek down this year, too. So we'll have that area of the country and that little area of Illinois covered pretty well. So I'm looking forward to have those guys down here this year.
Yeah, Homewood Flossmoor last year, Dimitri Heidelberg, a player for them, signing now for Eastern Michigan, ended up putting on a show. So we'll have them, as you mentioned, down there. I'm sure the Lincoln Way East and West battle will probably be pretty fun.
Yeah, we'll just let them talk amongst each other, can't play each other.
Yeah.
In the I think it's in the State of Illinois conference. So they can't play each other being in the same conference. So we'll just let them chatter back and forth on the broadcast about which team's going to be better this year. So.
Yeah, pull up the schedule here. You got 11 teams coming from that one. As you mentioned, Cranbrook Kingswood High School from Michigan, Matha Catholic from Maryland, Deschler High School from Alabama, East Peoria, Mars Hill High School, Marshall JV, MICDS Rams.
Don't ask me for the acronym. I don't have it memorized. That's on me.
All right, Moody High School, New Hope, Paintsville, going to be here as well.
See, Coffee County in the second week there.
Oh, nice.
As well as Calvary Christian. Good play there in right field for Jones County to sneak out of that jam.
Yeah, Peach County on their way to a run rule victory against Campbell. Where are you racing off to after this?
Just hanging out, make sure we're all got some new guys on staff this year, so making sure they're all okay and getting used to everything, and just kind of, you know, smiling and waving.
There you go.
Doing the politician thing this week, where, you know, talking to people, shaking hands, all that fun stuff. So be bouncing around a good bit.
And we got a 7-2 lead for Walton over Decatur. Walton setting themselves up to be the big winners of this weekend. Certainly helps getting that big win last night over Blessed Trinity. And meanwhile, Cherokee up 2-0 over Jones County.
Have a good matchup too here in their third game against North Cobb Christian today. So it's a tough pool in this event.
Yeah.
North Cobb Christian, Blessed Trinity, Walton, and Decatur. I think congratulations are in order for you as an Ohio State fan.
That's right. Yeah. Yep.
Congratulations on the big win.
Well, they won the first of the playoff era, and then they get the first of the expanded playoff era.
There you go.
So now they got to wait around until they decide to make this thing like 16 teams to get in their championship.
I've watched some of their games in D.C. while we were up there for ABCA, so you know, super happy for you.
Well, so you guys were at the Gaylord result. Yeah, I went there for winter meetings one of the years, because those Gaylord resorts are kind of where all those major baseball events kind of bounce around between the one in Dallas and Nashville and in D.C. and San Diego. You didn't ride the Ferris wheel out there, did you?
I did. It was too cold for me.
Okay.
You know me well enough that I was not wearing shorts.
There you go.
So if that tells you anything.
All right. Well, okay. Because you're wearing shorts right now, and it's still a little frigid here.
I got to experience my first snow squall. Never heard of one of those. My phone started buzzing. I was like, this is coming. Didn't know what it was. Don't want to ever experience one again. I'm good on those. But that was a fun event, kind of networking, getting to hang out with all of our, you know, prep baseball tournament guys. And so it was a fun event, and got to see a lot of Georgia guys and guys from around the country that, you know, we're lucky enough to have in our event. So it was a fun time, and got to watch some college football. Wish, you know, my Georgia Bulldogs would play a little bit better, but, you know, not salty about that. We're good. Moving on this year. We're on 25.
Now you get to watch Carson Beck suiting up for Miami next year.
Yeah, that's the college football landscape is getting
weirder
and weirder by the year, honestly.
Working on the Yeti sponsorship here for our broadcast. It's either that or they hear me cough again, so we'll go with the Yeti.
Yeah. No free ads.
That's right. Yeah, so we got the Sunday series starting up this weekend as well. So we'll see some of the younger guys running. So literally no let up for you, because we'll go from these high school games here all day Saturday to the Sunday series.
Yep, we
tomorrow.
Get set up for that this evening once we conclude on South Quad. So that's our, you know, first event of the year. So looking forward to get that ball rolling. We were talking to some guys last night. Feels like the ball slowly starts rolling these first 2 weeks, and then it gets to the steep incline that first week of March. So looking forward to a good year. You know, have more teams than we've had in the past. So you know, looking forward to keep growing the brand and, you know, putting on the best events in the country.
Well, this certainly is a nice window, I think, and everybody seeing how the season's going to look here at Lake Point Sports as we have the Georgia Dugout Club tournament across these first 2 weekends. It's always interesting for us. We start with it didn't, obviously not knocking any of the events that we'll have in the coming months, but I think you start things off at such a high level, and then a lot of these guys, we won't see this level of baseball until we get a little bit closer to Memorial Day. But certainly be plenty of opportunities for guys to show out over the next 3 months as we work our way towards that part of the schedule.
Absolutely. The high school baseball season this year is at all levels, so all levels in the state and all classifications, I think, is going to be super excited with a lot of really good matchups, and just kind of see how that progresses and get excited to see those guys during the summer months.
All right, it's rolling along. Peach County up 12-0 over Campbell. Walton 7-2 over Decatur. Cherokee 2-0 over Jones County. Got a game in the 5th inning, one in the 3rd and one in the 2nd. They all started at the exact same time. We got to combine 9 runs though in one of the game. It's funny, the one that team has 12 runs is only in the 3rd inning.
Oh.
Another run crosses for Walton. It's going to make it 8-2 over Decatur. Wow, that Cherokee game, they just are looking dominant on the mound in that one. Sammy Erickson exited after 4 innings. He allowed 2 hits, struck out 9 batters, and now Asher Webb taking over for him. That one's in the 5th.
Walton will push another run across there with an infield fly that dropped in the infield, allowed everybody to move up a base, but the hitter will be out, so they're pushing another run across and extend their lead to 8-2.
Todd Haley's on the mound for them. He's pitched 2 innings, struck out 1, walked 3, allowed 3 hits. Wow, this Peach County-Campbell game. Campbell still hunting for that first hit. Scout Willingham, 2 2/3. He struck out 6 batters so far. One out away from another pristine inning for him.
Jones County and Cherokee just rolling along to the bottom of the 5th there.
Yeah, that one's gonna end in a hurry, as we've got a potential run rule in Peach County and Campbell, and then Walton and Decatur still sitting in the 2nd inning with combined 10 runs so far. That one's now on its way to the 3rd. We've got a base runner for Campbell. So we've got a couple breaks in 2 of these games. We're going to take a quick break as well. When we come back, we'll have plenty more coming to you from the Georgia Dugout Club tournament.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
Here in studio, Avery Hunt, Cory McCartney with you. A watch party for the 2nd day of action from the Georgia Dugout Club tournament. Peach County 12-0 over Campbell. Walton 8-2 over Decatur. Cherokee up 2-0 over Jones County. So got Sequoia and Troup County in action. We started off with that game for you, but our camera wasn't exactly cooperating with us. Sequoia's up 8-2 in that one. So got Roswell and Walker in action as well, and Roswell's got a 3-0 lead in that one. That's headed to the 5th inning. North Springs and South Forsyth also in action. Your alma mater, Elbert County and Allatoona.
It's not going the alma mater's way when I walk towards the studio. I don't know where they're at in that ball game now, but Allatoona was up, I think, 3 or 4-0.
Yeah, our internet's not cooperating at the moment. Gotta love technology.
Peach County 1 strike away from getting out of a little, probably their first jam of the ball game here in the bottom of the 3rd.
South Forsyth up 18-1 over North Springs, as that one's in the 3rd inning. Certainly a surprising score there. And North Springs just has 1 hit so far. 7 strikeouts for Devon Dowdy. Elbert County's down 11-0 in the 2nd inning in that one.
Tough start for the boys from back home, but
having some lopsided scores here as we're getting things going in the start of the day. Jackson Taylor with that long throw across the diamond, coming from his knees, able to get the out.
Really good play there to start the inning. We'll dive and stop, a throw from the knees.
Yeah, he's looked really good at 3rd. You know, he primarily has played shortstop, but with Parker Dastu, the Mercer signee at short, they've kind of traded off and had Taylor at 3rd last night and this morning, and man, he just looks really good over there.
It's a good left side of the infield.
Yeah.
You got 2 primary shortstops. I mean, that's a really good play, obviously. To dive and make the throw from your knees is one thing, but when the baseball's wet, it's a whole nother issue. So really good play to start that inning off.
Highland Brown's now on the mound for Walton, taking over for Todd Haley. Haley went 2 innings, struck out 1, walked 3, allowed 3 hits. What's the GHSA run rule?
Okay, so we had this conversation last night. I have our run rules so engraved in my brain that I have to pause and not say ours. I think it's 15 after 3 and 10 after 5.
Okay.
Could be 15 after 4. So if I got that wrong, everybody feel free to let me know. And I think that's right. I think that's the conclusion that I came to last night talking with the Georgia Dugout Club guys. So.
This says a game ends when a team is 10 or more runs behind after 5 or more turns at bat, or a game ends when a team is 15 or more runs behind after 3 or more turns at bat.
I think that translates to. I think we got the same thing there.
Yep. Yeah. I don't like that turns at. They just say after innings.
We gotta get the AI overview.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotta get the language better on that one.
Yeah. AI is dangerous.
Very. Very, very dangerous.
Have you played around with the Grok thing on Twitter yet, or X, where you can make different like photos and stuff?
I've accidentally clicked on it 3 times, and I looked at it like it was written in a different language, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go look at random tweets. And
well, like ChatGPT and all that stuff, you're not allowed to use famous people, but you can ask for specific things and have it formulate images based on those, but you can't do famous people because Lord knows some of the troubles people would get famous individuals in if we could do whatever we wanted on AI.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm sure we've all caught ourselves seeing a headline from a fake account that's like, oh,
yeah,
what I thought the Luka Doncic trade was. But
yeah, that's right.
Turns out that was a real thing. So Cherokee gonna score another run there on field 14 as
we got some action on the base pass for Decatur. We've got ourselves a 2-out double. Yeah, that Luka Anthony Davis trade, I think, was certainly, we were in Super 60 for that, and that was the talk of the event Saturday morning when we awoke and saw that had broke.
Yeah, I had went to bed early that Saturday night and woke up and turned my phone off, do not disturb, and had 15,000 text messages, and I was like, what is going on here? And
I think that's the same thing that Luka Doncic had experienced.
Yeah.
He had some screenshots of his IG, and he had missed about 10 phone calls from their GM.
Yeah.
definitely a tough look for Dallas. I can't imagine if Mark Cuban was still the primary majority owner there that still would have happened.
Yeah, that would have been. Don't foresee that happening. And every organization has their reasons for making moves, and I guess they knew something that we did. I wish they would have traded him back to Atlanta. That would be cool.
Go. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely think about start playing that mind game, like right? If that draft night deal hadn't happened for Trae Young's spot and then the Luka Doncic spot between the Mavericks and Hawks, does Trae Young get traded for Anthony Davis?
Yeah.
I mean, what's that?
That is it's a crazy. Both guys were really good for both teams.
Yep.
I think this is my biased Hawks thing. I think Trae Young gets a little bit too much hate sometimes comparative to Luka, but yeah, it's an interesting way to look at it, and I think the Lakers would take Trae Young to play point guard.
I think Luka gets. He's so affable. He's always like just such an unassuming guy, and he doesn't look like he should be athletic as he is. I think that's why maybe Trae gets a different. You take like the whole Steph Curry comparisons and all that. I think that has a lot to do with it. Luka's just such a likable guy. Nothing against Trae. I just think that has a lot to do with why. And obviously, there's the whole Knicks thing, and it's just a different set of the way that we view those two guys based on very different things.
I always forget when we get on these and get on our NBA wormholes that we're both very big NBA guys.
People end up making comments in the comments section. They didn't tune in to listen to us talk about the NBA.
How did we get on Trae Young?
That's right.
Not careful, we're going to get in what each team needs to do with their two-way guys.
There you go, yeah.
We got to manage those game loads, make sure they can play in the playoffs.
Right. Whose game would translate better to the baseball field? There you go.
There we go. We'll circle it all back.
I think Trae would be a pretty good shortstop. I think Luka would be a pretty good corner guy.
Yeah. Our friends at United Umpires would not like either one of them, I don't think, a whole lot.
Probably not, no.
They're very opinionated on those things.
Yep.
Decatur was able to push across a run there in the top half. We'll get back to the baseball.
Yeah, Campbell's still trying to get something going. They did create some havoc in the base pass there off the walks, but they still do not have a hit against Peach County, as that one's now on the top of the fourth inning. So Peach County just keeps getting some strong pitching. Scott Willingham's now going 3 innings, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks.
Cherokee's added 2 runs here in the bottom of the 5th. I think 2 runs on a base runner and 3 straight bunts. Cherokee's pushed across 2 more runs.
Yeah, Cherokee going to be a really interesting team as that one's looped into left field, got him on the run. Caught near the track, and that's going to bring it into that inning. Cherokee up 4-0 as that one's going on to the 6th inning. But you think about, certainly Reed Worley is going to be the defining player for them throughout the season, but they bring a lot of interesting pieces of the puzzle. They got Jace Jones at the top of the order, and then you got Colin McGee, and we've seen Sammy Erickson strike out 9 for them so far today. Another Jared Jones, not the same Jared Jones that we've seen play for Walton. I think about past Georgia Dugout Club tournaments and how cold they had been. I remember 2 years ago miking up Jared Jones, and he was just completely bundled. I mean, he's a big dude. You know, Jared Jones is 6'3", 220, looks like a tight end, and he is just like, looks like the younger brother from Christmas Story.
Yeah.
He's so bundled up for one of these games.
I remember how cold that event was.
Then I remember him absolutely annihilating a baseball on field 9. Yeah, that guy could put on a show, and he's now doing it for LSU.
Yeah, I'm sure next weekend will be 75 and sunny both days.
Yep.
It's usually how it turns out. One weekend's freezing and the next weekend's great.
Well, at least we had a good start yesterday. It was in the mid-50s when those first 4 o'clock games got started. It was, by the time Blessed Trinity and Walton got done, it was no longer. I saw a lot of blankets in the seating behind home plate. See a lot of activity, you mentioned, on field 9, or field 10 over there. You can see the Champion Center in the background. Mount Spikemore, over, I believe, 2,200 athletes over there playing volleyball this weekend for Rally. Beat never stops here at Lake Point Sports as we just move along from one event weekend to another. Sometimes it's hard to forget, we kind of just get caught up in moving on from one event to another, that sometimes these are the biggest weekends of these kids' lives when they get a chance to step into these facilities or onto these fields, and it's going to be a defining core memory for somebody.
Absolutely. You had the soccer fields going early this morning as well. I pulled in and I was like, oh, we have soccer going too. Like, that's a good sport for this weather. You're running around the whole time.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, no beach volleyball this weekend.
Probably not the forecast for the beach volleyball.
No. But they will. I mean, they do play in some really cold weather over there, and they'll have the little socks on.
Yeah.
That kind of fit each of their toes, the lined socks, and they're out there doing their thing in the cold.
Yeah, I want to give a big shout out to all the mom, dad, grandparents, aunt, uncle that are both at soccer and at the baseball field today. It's not great viewing weather.
That's right.
Big shout out to those people.
Well, you're able to join us and knock out 3 games at once. These watch parties. That's what we had to do this. We had a featured game on Friday. As Avery mentioned, one of the best matchups you'll see all year long between Blessed Trinity and Walton. But just so much going on across this event. We feel like we had to bring multiple games at once. Do the same thing next weekend. One sailed on them in the Decatur-Walton game.
Had one simultaneously at the in the Cherokee Jones County game as Jones County's trying to push across their first run there in the 6th inning.
Yeah, I got Asher Webb is at the plate, on the mound now, excuse me, for Cherokee. Yeah, Asher Webb on the mound, up to 84 the fastball, changeup 75-77. He's got a curveball slider as well, plays for East Cobb Yankees, 2027. All right, through another half an inning in Peach County and Campbell, 13-0 is the Peach County lead, as that one's getting a little bit closer to its finale. Now we're taking the run off. Now it's 13-0. And Campbell would like them to keep doing that. Let's just keep tricking off those runs.
Yeah, just keep knocking them down a little bit.
We had a 107.7 exit velo in that Peach County Campbell game.
I think that one might be a misread. I think that was a ground ball to third base.
Okay. Thought maybe it was just a throwback from the umpire.
Yeah, just letting it eat.
Yeah.
Eric Conyer there that
That's
works
right.
a lot with United. He's been training in the offseason.
There you go.
Braves are going to give him a call.
That would be a Disney movie in itself, right? The umpire who earns a spot in a major league bullpen off his throwbacks.
Was it the Rookie of the Year?
Yeah.
With Rowan Gardner for
That's right.
For the Cubs that broke his arm, then all of a sudden threw 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking more like the Rookie with know, Dennis Quaid, where he's out in the middle of nowhere, throwing past
speed limit
signs. That's the umpires are out there working on their throwbacks.
He's throwing 78. It's because the sign doesn't doesn't read correctly.
That's right. Comes out here in 107.7. Seen some blankets behind the field there, up in the top left corner. I think you can make some money in the clubhouse store this weekend if you were selling some blankets.
Yeah, it's probably good business plan. Some hoodies and blankets.
Peach County again up 13-0. Have yet to allow a hit. Looks like we got a pitching change in that matchup. Scott Willingham exits and going to have a new pitcher step in. Willingham went 3 innings, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Kay Thompson, the new pitcher. Running up against it in terms of Campbell's opportunity to get back in this game. Walton Up 8-3 on Decatur, and then Cherokee up 4-0 on Jones County.
Jones County now got another base runner. So they're trying to rally here late in this game.
We're going to be through that Jones County Cherokee game before they get through 3 innings of play in Decatur and Walton. Ropes that one into left field. It's going to be on the run. Yeah, RBI double for Walton. It's going to extend their lead to 9-3 in the third.
Cherokee has now picked both bases back-to-back. So we've tried second base. He got back in safely. Tried first base. He got back in safely. We're seeing Jones County show bunt here with guys on first and second. That's an aspect we see much more during the high school season, the sacrificing guys over comparative to the summer circuit.
Gets it down. Asher Webb throws to first. That's going to sail on him. Run's going to score for Jones County. It's going to make it 4-1. Errant throw from Asher Webb, throwing it all over the place. You're going to have some frustration coming out of the Cherokee dugout. This is your first time doing one of these multi-view games.
It is. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard to track everything. You know, you kind of focus on one game and then you look over and all of a sudden things have changed in another matchup. Definitely makes you kind of understand how difficult what those guys have to navigate on like NFL Red Zone.
I was sitting here thinking, I was like, you know, the guys on Red Zone, big shout out to them. We
got
a lot going on here today.
You got 12 games going on at once, and they're bouncing all over the place. But they've got a producer in the ear that says we're going to the Bears Vikings. We just got to handle this all ourselves. Now I got another base runner for Campbell. Did they get their first hit though? That's the main question. They did not. So they got a base runner, but it's another walk. Cade Thompson issued that walk. See if they can break through here. It'll avoid the no-hitter throw down in Walton and Decatur.
Jones County runs into an out there at second base and first and third. Good throw by the catcher there to get their first out of the inning. I think that's in that game, the third run that's been scored on a sacrifice bunt. So playing a lot of small ball there on field 14. So see if Jones County can't cut that lead in half here with just one out.
Yeah, we saw Walton and Decatur really play that last night. Walton played that last night against Blessed Trinity, working their way back into that one. A lot of ABC baseball as they were able to just work guys around. A lot of sacrifice bunts in that one.
Jones County will push one across there on a pass ball.
It's now a one-run game.
Jones County probably a little disappointed there that you ran into an out at second base. Realistically, have a guy on second base, nobody out.
Swing and a miss there in Peach County and Campbell. Don't believe we've not had a game go final yet, but we are getting a little bit closer to that happening. 11-2 Sequoia over Troup County. Ian Maria pitching in that one for Sequoia. He struck out 6 batters so far.
Jones County gets another base runner, and Cherokee pitching coach will go out and change pitchers there.
Elbert County's on the board against Allatoona. That one's 12-1 now. So we have a pitching change in Cherokee and Jones County, as Avery mentioned. 13-0 lead for Peach County over Campbell. Campbell still hunting for that first hit of the day. 9-3 Walton over Decatur.
Walton's threatening again here with the infield in and nobody out.
I've been really impressed with the depth of Walton's lineup.
I've been hitting some balls hard here for the first slot of the day.
Yeah, I feel like every time I turn around, Jackson Taylor's at the plate, but he's hitting again. He's 1 for 2 today. He's got himself a RBI double.
I feel the same. Every time I look in the top left, Walton's got a guy on second or third.
Yeah. Taylor puts that one into play, got him on the run. Jackson Taylor is going to be on his way to second base, got himself another RBI double. No, he's on his way to third. Taylor trucking all the way to the bag. He's going to be holding there. Jackson Taylor a 2-run triple as he spins around there at third base and extends Walton's lead.
It's 4 RBIs on the weekend for Taylor.
Yeah,
so.
man, having himself a weekend. Not quite sure how Walton does it, but they just seem to just keep producing dudes.
Yeah, it's a lineup that seems every year, no matter
Yep.
who leaves, who leaves to go where. Every time you look up there, they've got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 runs almost every ball game. So those guys can hit the baseball.
They've now got Parker Dastu up to the plate there. 11-3 lead. And Dom Rossi getting a start today for Walton.
Seen a lot of him on these broadcasts in the last 2 years.
Yeah, he's a name I think we're going to be saying for quite a while. 2-time junior feature gamer. Can almost pencil him into the spot in the feature games, I would imagine, this summer.
Really good left-handed bat there, and good behind the plate.
Yep.
Can play some first base as well.
Cherokee making a pitching change, got some interesting 3/4 slot. Bringing in now for Aiden Cuentes. Cifuentes, Aiden Cifuentes plays for Southeast Sox. 11th ranked second baseman in Georgia, 246 overall in class of 2026, but you see him on the mound here in a game where Cherokee's up 4-2 in the 6th.
And Taylor will come across to score to make it 12-3 Walton.
They're going to have to try to find an answer in the 4th inning. That one's getting out of hand for them.
Jones County with another base runner on a good solid single to left center.
Runner at second, but still no hits for Campbell. 13-0 lead for Peach County.
Decatur's going to make a pitching change here in the bottom of the 3rd as well. All of a sudden, Jones County's got their tying run on first. The ball in the gap could tie that game that we talked about was flying along. It's kind of hit some I-75 traffic here in the 6th inning. If anybody was making the trip up 75 north yesterday, they know that pain.
Yeah, right about the time all these schools that were looking to come here for the 4 o'clock games, they all had to deal with that.
Yeah, it took me like 45 minutes to get from like 5 miles. I was like, this is great.
Another walk for Campbell, so 3 walks. They've got the bases loaded. Still don't have that first hit, but they are at least inching toward that first run against Peach County. See if they can get themselves out of this jam. Made a pitching change and brought in Cade Thompson, who's in his first inning of work, coming in for Scott Willingham. A little bit of an inauspicious start there in the Decatur warm-up pitches. Spikes one, but ball might be still a little bit damp. All right, things getting dicey here in Peach County-Campbell. We'll see if Peach County can get out of this. Bases are loaded. 0-2 count, 2 outs. Sends that one back foul.
Really good play there. And a guy waiting to hit in the Walton Decatur game. Ball bounced off the catcher's shin guard, and he was able to matrix style make a catch, so it didn't get a piece of him. So big pitch here for Cherokee and Jones County. 3-2 guys on first and second.
I think the Decatur pitcher is just having a hard time gripping the ball. Seeing him keep wiping his hands off. It's a big moment for Campbell. I mean, obviously the score is what it is, but nobody wants to be no hit in the early games of their season. So if they can take advantage of this opportunity. 0-2 count, bases loaded, 2 outs. Oh, ropes that one, 73 off his bat. Did they make a diving catch? They did not. Peach County giving up the first hit and 2 runs. Man, I'm stunned as well. Man, absolutely lost it there for a second. Campbell on the board, 13-2 in that one. Producer Maddie in the back's probably beside herself as I'm coughing in the microphone. But so we got 2 runs on the board now for Campbell, and they have their first hit in the bottom of the 4th inning. 3 straight walks, and now an RBI double. So a big moment there for Cameron Somerville, who plates 2 in that one. It's going to bring it into the inning, but Peach County, now they have a 13-2 lead as Campbell's gotten themselves on the board off their first hit.
We're talking about the warm-up there for the pitcher for Decatur, and he comes in, punches out the first guy he faces. So ideal start for him on the mound there. Just getting the spikes out early. Jones County's loaded the bases here in the top of the 6th versus Cherokee.
You know, I'm going to try not to be a poster child for washing your hands during cold and flu season. All right, 13-2, that one's in the 5th, so Peach County's going to have to hold things down defensively in this inning, and otherwise Campbell can fight their way back. They could change things there, but that one may be a little bit closer to its climax. 12-3 the lead for Walton over Decatur, and that one's in the bottom of the 3rd. Got a pitching change there.
4-2 still for Cherokee with the lead over Jones County. Bases loaded with 3-2 count, 1 out. Trying to get back, pick to second. Catch the runner sleeping a little bit, but unsuccessful.
Here comes a 3-2 pitch in that Jones County-Cherokee game. That one's put in play, gets past the shortstop. Here comes 1 run for Jones County. Going to hold at 3rd. Bases are going to stay loaded. It's now a 4-3 game in the top of the 6th.
Jones County just plugging along there, base by base. We've seen some bunt hits. We've seen some walks, a single. They're only out of the inning coming on a caught stealing at second base with nobody out. And they've inched within 1 run with only 1 out. So that game that, like you said, we were cruising along in is hit a stoppage here in the top of the 6th.
Peach County batter ropes that one into right field. Going to be caught for the outs. They're going to be 1 down there in the 5th.
Oh, we go suicide squeeze and don't get it down. So that's the 2nd out of the inning for Jones County. Went for the suicide squeeze there and just didn't get a bat on it. So we have a caught stealing, gun down at the plate. So 2 outs now for Cherokee in that game, but still with a 1 run lead.
if you've seen the skyline lately at Lake Point Sports, you know that the Curve Test Center has arrived here. Curve Test Center, they're offering free performance tests for the first 100 athletes this weekend at Lake Point Sports. So you can test your athletic, cognitive, and baseball skills with TrackMan, Proteus, and more. Visit at the Bubble or sign up at curvetestcenter.com using promo code LakePoint100. Don't miss this chance to level up your game. Avery Hunt, I know you got to bounce, so I appreciate you sticking around for a while, man. There'll be plenty more of this to do next weekend and throughout the baseball season. We're going to take a quick break here in studio. When we come back, we'll have plenty more of our Georgia Dugout Club Tournament watch party.
Where's it written? Only grill burgers? Nowhere. That's where. Now throw on some sausage and keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come flow with the sounds of the mighty Mike.
Just burgers? It's just boring. Get your sausage on and keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come, flow with the sounds of the mighty.
At Academy Sports and Outdoors, you'll always find more fun with great brands at the best prices. More of this, and this. So you can get together for a little of that, and a lot more of that. And even some of that, and that's good. Have more fun with great brands at the best prices. Only at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Things have gotten out of hand on a number of our games here during this early time window of the Georgia Dugout Club Tournament, so we're going to bring you Jones County and Cherokee, the best game going on right now here on campus. Cory, McCartney, Grayson, Rosen with you. 4-3 lead for Cherokee over Jones County. Cherokee had a 4-0 lead, and then Jones County scores 3 runs in the top of the 6th inning to make this a 1-run ball game. Jones County been a surprising team so far. Looked awfully good last night. That one's going to get away from the first baseman runner, taking off for second. Cherokee currently has Braden Holstein at the plate right now. I got a runner in scoring position. Nobody out here on the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, that's a error that could definitely prove pivotal this late in the game. We don't want to see those kind of unforced errors at this point in a 1-run ball game, bottom of the 6th. And no outs, you put yourself in a great position for Cherokee.
Had a great conversation earlier during this broadcast with Terrance Bowen from Blessed Trinity, so we'll pull some clips from that and share them on social media. You can go back and listen to the entire conversation as Holstein shows a bunt and that one goes foul.
Yeah, just for some score updates kind of around the complex here and why we're just going to a solo game now. Troup County and Sequoia over on field 9. Sequoia's up 14-2. Peach County, which we already had on here, they're up 13-2 over Campbell. Roswell now takes a 7-0 lead over Walker over on field 11. And then South Forsyth already wrapped things up 18-1 against North Springs on field 10. We'll see what we do here before we hop to the other side. Sails over his head and pulls back the bunt. But Elbert County and Allatoona. Allatoon's up 12-1 there. And then obviously our Jones County Cherokee game here. Savannah Christian and North Paulding already wrapped up. North Paulding 9-0 victors on field 10. And then on field 16, which we had Decatur and Walton, that's 14-3. So certainly some offenses that have gotten off to some hot starts here on Saturday morning.
Yeah, hence our just bringing you one broadcast now, trying to bring you the best of the action here during the GDC tournament. Cherokee trying to get some kind of insurance runs going. Shows bunt, gets that one down. First baseman makes the tag along the baseline and able to get the first out.
Yeah, good small ball, moves the runner over to third base. Now you just got one out here in the bottom of the 6th, just trying to create some runs anywhere you can get them.
Andre Sweet, the new batter for Cherokee, with one out, runner at third.
And I'm sure you guys were talking about the day that Sammy Erickson had on the mound for Cherokee, but an unreal performance. 4 innings pitched, only 2 hits, no walks, no runs, and 9 strikeouts.
Yeah, you back that with Reed Worley, and that's a pretty good 1-2 for Cherokee Warriors. Sweet at the plate now, 6 foot, 155-pound, 2026, plays for East Cobb Astros. 43rd ranked outfielder in Georgia, 181 overall in the class. With a 6'8", 60. It's nice to have him your last guy in your lineup. Exit velo is around 94.5. After him, it's Jace Jones in the top of the order. Not a lot of skin popping out for Andre Sweet this morning. He's got the sleeves on, he's got the shiesty going, the hoodie on. He's a bundled up young man here on a Saturday morning in Georgia. A lot of explosive offenses this morning in this first set of games.
We've had 2 more players hit some home runs today. We've had Alatuna's Cruz Paul and South Forsyth's Walker Clark home runs in their respective games.
I believe Cruz Paul was a player of the game for us during last year's spring break experience. Landon Wilson on the mound for Jones County. Gets that one in there. Counts now 2-1.
Cruz Paul, a East Tennessee
That's right,
State
yeah.
commit.
Yep, he was in fact player of the game back in April. Comes a 2-1 from Wilson. Trying to play, third baseman has it, looks home, throws the first in time for the second out, but a run does score for Cherokee. It's going to make it 5-3.
That's good work there, just moving a guy all around the base paths there. He steals second base, or he gets second base on the pickoff attempt that got past the first baseman, and then finds his way over to third on a sacrifice bunt, and now little grounder on the infield, and get that run across.
Leadoff hitter Jace Jones now at the plate for Cherokee, 5'8", 155-pounder, Yankees baseball club. 9th ranked second baseman in Georgia, 285 overall in the class of 25. Swings through that breaking ball from Wilson. Gets away from the catcher. Luckily nobody's on base right now for Cherokee.
Yeah, I think Jones County is just hoping they can get out of this year and keep these bats rolling. They're coming off of a 3-run 6th inning that put them back in position to even just be in this game late here, and now just trying to get their chance at another big offensive inning.
Wilson with that hesitation. Jones gets the bunt down. Wilson throws in time to get the out, get out of the inning. 5-3 though is the lead for Cherokee over Jones County. We'll take a break here, and we'll be back with more from the Georgia Dugout Club tournament.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
5-3, the lead for Cherokee over Jones County. You saw us start off with a watch party as we had 3 different games going. A number of blowouts across campus have led us to bring you the best game going on right now during this first round of the day's action in the Georgia Dugout Club tournament, where Cherokee has a 5-3 lead over Jones County here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
You know, it looks like we got a pitching change over to Alex Morales, who's been batting in the 3-hole, had a triple earlier in this game, and now he's going to take the mound here in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, a correction there. We are on the top of the 7th. Scoreboard still says bottom of the 6th, but we are up against it here. See if Cherokee can get themselves out of this with a win. Morales on the mound, Yankees Baseball Club, where he plays his travel baseball, the 2026. 5'10", 175-pounder, 32nd ranked shortstop in Georgia, 171 overall. That fastball, we've got him around 79 with a curveball, 65 to 68. Lane is going to be the batter for Peach County. Excuse me, for Jones County. A lot of counties going on right now across campus.
It makes things really confusing when you're throwing it between all these games.
Yeah, Matthew Lane, 2027, is going to be the first batter for Jones County. 5'7", 156-pounder. He was preseason All-State, plays for Factory Select, 26th ranked catcher in Georgia, 160 overall. Exit velo's around 90 miles an hour, bat speed north of 70.
Batting in the 8th spot today, so we'll see 8, 9, and then we'll bring it back to the top of the order for Jones County.
Oh, excuse me, this is Stinson.
Oh, is it?
Yep, so it looks like the scoreboard just updated.
I think we might have seen a pinch hitter for Lane.
Yeah, I believe that is the case. Two O's the count. Jones County trying to get something started here on the top of the 7th. And this going to run into 3-0.
Just missed that one on the outside. I think the catcher was a little more set up to the inside and just didn't get that call there. There's a strike there to bring things back, 3-1. See what Morales has got for him now.
Swing and a miss, going to run the count full. So after Stinson, should be Emerson Robinson and then the top of the order.
Looks like he gave up some piece of equipment. I'm not sure what it was.
Weighing him down on the swing as that one's going to sail high, and Stinson's going to make his way down to first with a leadoff walk. And here is Emerson Robinson, 1 for 2 on the day. Leadoff hitter Braden Lumpkin in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, Jones County just trying to continue the offensive momentum that they found in the 6th. Where they scored all 3 of their runs. Now just off to a good start here, drawing that opening walk.
I am a fan of the Cincinnati Red-esque Cherokee uniforms.
I like it. As an Etowah alum, I'm kind of forced to dislike Cherokee, but I like the uniforms.
Yeah. Robinson 1 for 2 today. Morales is the 4th pitcher to take the mound for Cherokee in this one. You mentioned the work of Sammy Erickson. Started off with 9 strikeouts. Asher Webb followed. And then Aiden Suentes, and then Alex Morales.
Got a 2-0 count here. Maybe 3-0. You start off the first 2 batters here, 3-0. Last time around he fought back, but still didn't get a full hold of it and gave the free pass. We'll see how things go this time around.
Jones County in potential to bring the go-ahead run here to the plate. Braden Lampkin, the leadoff hitter in the on-deck circle, and then it's Cason Taylor, Landon Pettigrew. Saw the pinch hitter Stinson reach the leadoff walk. It's in for a strike. Counts now full here to Emerson Robinson.
So I believe that one made it 3-1.
3-1, okay.
Yeah, I think I had it wrong on the 3-0 pitch.
He's going to draw a walk as well. Back-to-back walks for Morales here to start things off in the top of the 7th, and now we're back to the top of the order, and Braden Lampkin. Lampkin's 0 for 2. Go-ahead run now at the plate for Jones County. Lampkin shows bunt, pulls back, runners taken off for third, throws, gets away from the third baseman, holds the bag though.
Extremely lucky that that ball rolled past the third baseman. I mean, he went way past third base and was able to scratch his way back to the base.
He takes third, and now Jones County's got him at the corners with nobody out here in the top of the 7th, 5-3 game.
It's a fantastic opportunity for Jones County to get something going with the bats.
Morales taking a long time. Lampkin shows bunt again. Another high pitch. Runner's taken off for home. The flip to is not going to be in time. Run's going to score for Jones County now, 5-4.
Now that runner advances to second base as well. So now it's a 1-run ball game, tying run in scoring position, no outs. It's a huge, huge spot for Jones County.
So back-to-back walks. Lampkin shows bunt twice. 2 wild pitches resulted in a runner taking third, now a run scoring, and runner advancing from first to second. Trim the lead down to 1. Lampkin's in swing mode now. He is not, and that's in for a strike. Emerson Robinson standing at second base for Jones County, representing the tying run. Drops that in for a strike.
Now maybe 2-2. Patient at the plate right now. See if they're ready to jump on something here.
Morales fires, Lampkin sends that back foul. Things getting a little bit dicey for Cherokee, holding on to a 1-run lead. Again, they led 4-0. Jones County scored 3 times in the top of the 6th. Cherokee answered with a run in the bottom of the inning, but Jones County plates 1 so far, and they've made this a 1-run game. Counts now full to Lampkin. It's been a lengthy at AB for the leadoff hitter. Cason Taylor waits in the on-deck circle.
Actually, from the way that the scoreboard is just updated, I believe it's Amir Harris that's hitting now as the second pinch hitter for Braden Lampkin, and that Landon Pettigrew is now going to come to the plate.
Okay, Amir Harris.
Number 2.
All right, number 18, Amir Harris taking first base.
It's a little tough when we didn't have everything prepared for this game, and now we go solo to it. We got to try and prepare it. Okay, so this is 15, so this is Cason Taylor.
All right, so now Cason Taylor at the plate. Yeah, the box score a little bit hard to read is on Aware TV as well, as we're piecing our way through this one.
We'll make it there.
That's
Don't
right.
worry. We can only do with what we can see.
Taylor shows bunt. That's in for a strike. The bottom line is Cherokee's got a 1-run lead. Jones County's got 2 guys on base, nobody out here in the top of the 7th, and Casey Taylor's at the plate with a chance to tie this thing up.
Yeah, first trip to the plate, Taylor recorded a single.
Shows bunt again. Gets it down, but that one's going foul. Nobody out, 0-2 count. Do you completely take the bunt off the board?
I probably would. I mean, you've got enough chances to continue to make things happen.
It's going to get away from the catcher, and nobody's going to advance.
And it was a strike call.
Oh, it was a strike.
Yeah.
Man, he just missed it in the side there. As it catcher almost tried to backhand that thing, got away from him, but it is strike 3, so there's going to be 1 down. Now we're going to see Junior Holloway. Holloway hitless today.
We've seen a lot of substitutions in the lineup here for Jones County as the game's gone on.
Morales steps off.
Holloway showing bunt.
Oh, that one's sail on him as he attempts the breaking ball. Nice job behind the plate from stopping that from reaching the backstop. One down off the strikeout. Holloway shows bunt again. It's now 1-1. Holloway mad at himself for not getting that bunt down. He's going to try it again. This time he does get it down, but that's going foul.
Now with 1 out, you're probably going to swing here. You don't want to put yourself in a 2-out situation because you fouled back another bunt attempt.
One, 2 is the count to Holloway. Runners at first and second. Skies this one. Shortstop camps underneath it. He's got it for the 2nd out. Jones County down to their last out. Cherokee chance to get out of this thing and salvage a 1-run victory.
I think if you're Jones County's coaching staff, you know that on Monday we're laying bunts down.
Yeah. Davis Upshaw comes to the plate for Jones County. He's 1 for 3 today.
Looks like we got a pitch calm issue here for our catcher. I know I was taking some pictures of some Sequoia players yesterday, and the catcher was complaining about how the pitch calm just kept falling out of the ear, and he just couldn't find a solution for it. So if anybody out there has a solution for pitch calms that just won't stay in your ear, drop them down in the comments.
Well, I've got, when we'd use these for the, when we mic'd guys up, the little clips that go around the ear that slide onto the ear pod. I wonder if that would be an opportunity with that, as that's getting away from the pitcher and catcher, and both runners are going to advance off the wild pitch. Maybe that's just something they could do for those pitch comms.
Yeah.
So that it goes on.
Yeah. I recommended athletic tape.
Oh, there you go.
I think throw some athletic tape right off your ear just to hold it kind of to your face. That could be a costly error there, moving the runner to third base and the other to second.
Yeah, 3rd wild pitch that we've seen in this inning. 2-0's count, 2 outs, 1-run game.
Going to intentionally walk it. Interesting decision.
All right, the bases are now loaded. That's going to bring up Caleb Harris, who's 1 for 2 after Davis Upshaw is intentionally walked.
If I had to guess, it's probably just Caleb, but that is a unique spelling, if that is how it is.
It has
spelled.
to be Caleb. Caleb Harris. Did I say Caleb? What did I say?
You said Caleb. Which is how it is spelled. Oh, single.
Oh, bounces off the
man.
shortstop's glove. 1-run scores. Here comes another one for Jones County.
Oh, and they could have had another.
Yeah, hit up the middle. Bounces off the shortstop's glove. Unable to make that play. 2 runs score for Jones County off of Caleb.
Wow.
Caleb Harris coming through. 6-5 is now the lead for Jones County.
That is absolutely huge. I mean, especially when we're talking about how they moved those runners up, and then that causes them to intentionally walk, and now you've got runners on second and third again. A couple of costly errors here for Cherokee in this inning that now leaves them down 1 in the top of the 7th, and Jones County isn't necessarily done. I know there's 2 outs, but still 2 runners in scoring position, and you could keep things rolling here.
Caleb Harris comes through big time. Plates 2 off a ball that shortstop just couldn't glove. Another one sails, runner taken off again. Another wild pitch results in another run for Jones County, make it 7-5 here in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, that makes things super tough now for Cherokee.
Cherokee has seen a 4-0 lead dissipate, and now they trail by 2 runs here in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, great work by Jones County, playing heads up and just constantly capitalizing on these errors. I mean, you had the pickoff attempt that went past the first baseman that kind of set things off, and it's just continued from there. I mean, pass balls, the misplay there at short. I mean, every single thing that they've needed to go their way has, and they now find themselves up 2.
Micah Howard up at the plate, fouls that one off, 88.3. All 7 runs for Jones County have come in their last 2 trips to the plate. They've now got 7 runs on 7 hits. One the count.
Yes, he did.
He did go 1-2. Down to their last strike here in this inning, but they have built themselves a 2-run lead. So Cherokee is going to bat in the bottom of the 7th. Howard 1 for 2 today. He's got himself an RBI.
Howard definitely crowding the plate. You can see his toes almost over that white line, if not over the white line.
Setting up in the outside portion.
Get him
Drops
on
out
the
in,
inside.
gets the inning-ending
beautiful.
strikeout. Morales finishes them off, but Jones County has taken a 7-5 lead. We'll see if Cherokee can respond. We come back for the bottom of the 7th from the Georgia Dugout Club tournament.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one.
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete and all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf. Because we're busy women. We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
It'll be Colin McGee, Alex Morales, and Jared Jones at the plate for Cherokee as they try to mount a response here after giving up 4 runs in that inning. Well, at top of the 7th as Jones County's taken a 7-5 lead here. The first set of games here during the second day of the Georgia Dugout Club tournament.
Yeah, this is certainly the part of the lineup that Cherokee wants coming up with Colin McGee leading things off.
Landon Wilson back on the mound for Jones County. Cherokee did manage 1 run in the 6th, but we saw Jones County take advantage of some miscues. They give themselves a 2-run lead. McGee, the LaGrange College signee, plays for USA Prime Scout. 2021 junior feature gamer preseason All-State this year. Exit velo is around 90.4 for the 5'7", 155-pound middle infielder. He is 3 for 3 today. Definitely use a 4th hit out of their number 2 hitter here to start off the 7th. Wilson works that in for a strike. A little bit of a hesitation leg kick out of Wilson.
Yeah.
But we saw that last night with Walton. You know, sometimes that little additional timing mechanism can really help a guy find his rhythm, find his spot. Swing and a miss. Colin McGee goes down on strikes. 1 down here for Cherokee in the 7th.
Yeah, that's a beautiful breaking ball right there. And on 0-2, it's as predictable as they come, and it was still just too good.
Alex Morales now at the plate. He took over in relief. Obviously going to look to get back some of those runs that he gave up in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, already has 2 hits today. One of them a triple. Has himself an RBI, so we'll see what he can do here.
He's first pitch swinging, puts that in play. Shortstop has it on the bounce, throws. Gets Morales and Cherokee down to their last out as Jared Jones steps to the plate.
Definitely a huge spot here now. Jones County certainly feeling good, but can't call off anything else.
Jones, outfielder, left-handed pitcher, 2025, 6 foot, 175-pounder, plays for Titan Ranger Scout. Cherokee just needs a base runner right now as they try to see if they can work their way back into this one. So a 4-0 lead dissipate. Jones County scored 7 runs in the 6th and 7th innings combined. Here's the 1-0. Wilson gets a swing and a miss there. Make it 1-1.
Yeah, another just well-placed pitch. Using that hesitation, kind of using that timing mechanism up there to really change the batter's look on these pitches.
The 1-1 swings through that. Cherokee now down to their last strike.
See what they've got. This is the prove it moment here for Cherokee. For Jones County, this is the culmination of some fantastic offensive explosions here in the last 2 innings.
Wilson delivers. Can't get Jones a bite there as that one bounces back to the backstop. Jones County, they came into this weekend as one of the more unheralded teams in this event. I mean, they had a really good East Paulding team last night. They beat them 6-1, and now they lead 7-5 over Cherokee here in the bottom of the 7th. Wilson with the big breath, gathers, throws. He's going to sail on him. Counts now full to Jones. Should he reach, it'll be Brennan Roth. It's the payoff pitch from Wilson. That one's in play. Third baseman has it, gathers, throws in time. Jones County gets themselves a 7-5 victory, comeback fashion over Cherokee. And man,
fantastic.
Hats off to Jones County. I mentioned, they were winners last night over East Paulding. They take that one 6-1.
Yeah.
Now they get themselves a 7-5 win over Cherokee. And again, not a team that I think a lot of people were pinpointing as one of the major teams to watch in this event, but man, they have showed up, showed out over the first 2 days worth of action.
Yeah, and I mean, for them to get all 7 of those runs between the 6th and 7th, when, like we noted, they had kind of, they pinch hit for a number of the guys up at the top of the order, and other guys stepped in and they stepped up, and that was a huge offensive explosion they saw in the 6th. They did a ton of work with 2 outs in the 7th. It was just a tremendous showing from Jones County, especially when you got struck out 9 times in the first 4 innings.
Yeah, so that'll bring it into today's watch party of action from the Georgia Dugout Club Tournament. We're far from done, so make sure you join us next weekend. Friday, we'll have a massive showdown, Pope and Carrollton at 4 o'clock, and then we'll have another one of these watch party events for you on Saturday, so make sure you join us for that. You'll be able to find more information posted across our social media channels, so make sure you're following us. We're everywhere, and we're at Lake Point Sports. And, of course, if you follow us, you'll get so much of the great content that we have coming from across campus. So until next time, for Grayson Rosen and producer Maddie Bullock, I'm Cory McCartney, and we are signing off from Lake Point Sports.